Welcome to another episode of The Smile Code. This is Dr. AC Quaidu. It's been a minute, and I've been letting things settle down a bit, but so happy to reconnect. Today's topic is Beyond Old Thinking, how new consciousness solves new problems. Some, if not all, of the problems in our world cannot be solved by the same level of thinking that created them. We've heard this idea before. It's often attributed to Einstein. But today, I want to go deeper than the quote, because the real question isn't whether this is true. The real question is, how do we actually move beyond old thinking without losing grounding, sanity, or humility? This episode was inspired by a real conversation about consciousness, AI, spirituality, and what it means to truly evolve rather than just reframe old patterns with new language. If you've ever felt calm in the midst of chaos, aware that something is shifting but hard to name, frustrated by solutions that feel recycled, or suspicious that we keep fixing problems that never really go away, this episode is for you. Why does old thinking keep failing? Let's start here. Most systems today, economic, political, environmental, relational, are not broken. They are working exactly as designed. The problem is, they were designed from a level of consciousness that assumed separation instead of interconnection, control instead of coherence, speed instead of wisdom, certainty instead of curiosity. So when we try to fix modern problems from inside those same assumptions, we don't solve them. We just optimize dysfunction. That's why more technology doesn't automatically bring more peace. More information doesn't equal more wisdom. More efficiency doesn't create meaning. We keep asking new questions using an old operating system. I want to pause here and share a small, ordinary observation. I have a plant in my bedroom that I've been trying to revive for almost 2 years. For the longest time, it looked barely alive. Yellowing leaves, thin shoots, not much growth. And then, in the last couple of weeks, something shifted. Without me doing anything differently, the leaves began turning green again. The new shoots became stronger. The whole plant started to thrive. What struck me wasn't just the change, but the timing. It reminded me that growth doesn't always respond to force or effort. Sometimes it responds to conditions, to safety, to stability, to patience. And that same principle applies far beyond plants. Why is reframing not enough? Here's where things get subtle. Reframing is useful, but only after something deeper has shifted. Because if we only reframe, we rename the problem, we reshuffle the concepts, we decorate the same thinking with spiritual or intellectual language, but nothing fundamentally changes. This is what happens when we use ancient wisdom as slogans instead of lived practice. We turn insight into ideology. We rush to explain instead of allowing not knowing. Language can describe transformation, but it cannot create it. And if we force language too early, we shrink what's emerging. Where do real breakthroughs come from? Here's the key insight. Breakthroughs don't come from new answers. They come from new states of being. Every major leap in human history required a shift in perception, a loosening of identity, a willingness to sit with uncertainty. Think about it. Newton didn't solve gravity. He reframed observation. Einstein didn't fix Newton. He changed the frame of reference. Quantum physics didn't refine classical physics. It undermined its assumptions. In every case, old certainty had to collapse. Silence had to precede language. Observation had to change before explanation could. This is why true innovation often feels uncomfortable before it feels brilliant. Here's a powerful marker of genuine evolution: calm in the presence of chaos. Not numbness, not dissociation, not denial, but regulation. When someone says, "I feel calmer even though things are uncertain. I feel more tuned in, not more frantic," that's not spiritual fantasy. That's a nervous system and a consciousness that is no longer driven purely by fear. And from that state, new perception becomes possible. Better questions arise. Wisdom emerges without force. You don't need to control the world to meet it clearly. Here's the paradox. We cannot think our way into new consciousness. But once consciousness shifts, new thinking naturally follows. So the work is not forcing answers, chasing signs, or proving insight. The work is creating conditions where emergence is possible, slowing down enough to notice what's arising, letting go of unconscious loyalty to old frameworks. Old knowledge isn't discarded, it's held lightly, used as a tool, not a prison. Here's a simple 3-phase model you can apply personally or collectively. Phase 1. Suspension. Pause judgment. Admit we don't know. Resist premature solutions. Phase 2. Incubation. Stay with ambiguity. Allow cross-disciplinary fertilization. Let intuition and experience lead. Phase 3. Translation. Only then articulate. Only then model. Only then systematize. Most societies skip phase 1 and 2 and wonder why nothing changes. If the problems of our world feel overwhelming, it's not because you're failing. It's because we are being invited to evolve, not just intellectually, but perceptually, relationally, spiritually, in the grounded sense of the word. Let me leave you with this. We don't solve the future by thinking differently about the past. We solve it by becoming different enough that new thinking becomes possible. So learn to pause, let things incubate, then let the translation begin. If this resonated with you, sit with it. Let it breathe. Don't rush to explain it away. And if you found this meaningful, share it with someone who's asking deeper questions too. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and keep decoding the Smile Code. See you soon.